Thank you for attending this webinar on Prodigy version 3.0. Very happy about this version, and what we'll do today in this webinar, it's going to be separated in 4 sections. First of all, I will have a nice little PowerPoint presentation for you guys that will show you Prodigy 3.0 in a nutshell. And then we're going to go through the new features, so the what's new section. And we'll go through also the update process. It's a pretty big update, so there's quite a bit of steps, but they're automatic, so don't worry. I'm just going to tell you about them, and that's it. And a hands-on. We're going to finish with a hands-on using the Prodigi Connect 12. And also, this update will also be available on the APH Mat Connect. So Prodigy 3.0 in a nutshell, multitask, see at distance and take notes or read your notes at the same time on one screen. So be more productive. Share and work using your Prodigy Connect 12 or Mat Connect. And PDF files, go paperless. We all know that PDF format is a widely used format to share information. So it's we can now support PDF, so imports and export of PDFs in Prodigy or Mat Connect. Have a question? No problem. There's a new help application that is available to view the web capsules and the past webinars that have been recorded, and much more in future versions. Give us your opinion. In the help application, there's a new survey. So it's about 5 questions usually on the current Prodigy version. And when I say Prodigy, it's the version, the software version on the Connect 12 or the Mat Connect. So I ask 5 to 6 questions on the current version to get you the user's opinion, which is really, really important for us to see if we did a good job, and also to address situations that were not resolved. What's new? As a feature, a split screen. So the split screen, this is where you can see the screen is going to be divided into 2 horizontal plane. At the bottom, you will see the magnifier application, and on the top, the distance application. Import and export PDFs, very simple procedure to import PDFs and read them using the Prodigy software, and also to export them and share that information. Help application, new procedure also to change voices. This new procedure has been put in place in Prodigy 3.0 to have a foundation, a solid foundation, in order to add some more voices, because right now there's only a limit of 2 voices that can be installed and used on Prodigy right now. This new procedure will help us in future versions to add more voices, up to 4 voices. That's what we're aiming to be installed, to be able to install and to use more than 2 voice packages. Run OCR option. So if you import a document that is only an image and there's no OCR done, for example, a PDF format. There is 2 formats of PDFs. One is an image that has been scanned, and there's no text related to the document. And the other option in PDFs, the other format, is when text is related to that document. So it's very easily, you can run the OCR separately manually if you don't have an OCR done on an image. New language support, Turkish and Arabic. The update process is done in 3 parts. The first part and the second parts are done in one step. The first part is the update of Prodigi Updater. The Prodigi Updater application is used to update all the other applications that are installed on the Connect. So I'm talking here about books, calculator, the distance application, the magnifier application, and the settings application. So once that Prodigy Updater is done, it will once it's going to be updated and installed on the Connect or the Mat Connect, it will launch automatically a second update, which will update all the other applications, books, calculator, distance, magnifier. And then a third part of the update process will be an Android update. This Android update is a big file. It's a 1.2 gigabyte file. So, and it's very important also to do that update because we have we have a new autofocus algorithm that has been done on it. So it helps a lot on the autofocus mechanism on the tablet. This update, all these updates, you will need the Wi-Fi connected to it, to the device. And the Android, wait until you have a bit of time on your hands to do. You don't need the Android update to have all the features in Prodigy, but you do need it if you'd like to have the new algorithm. I have a little question here in the chat. Can the new version do OCR in Arabic? I'm sorry, there's no OCR in Arabic right now, but what it does, you can import PDF documents in Arabic language, and it will read that document for you on the device. And you can also use the copy and paste from the gallery application, where if I'm using my web browser on the tablet on an Arabic website, you can copy that information and go and paste it directly into Prodigy. I hope that answers your question, but the Arabic OCR will come very soon. We are investigating different engines for Arabic OCR. Thank you for that question, by the way. And please feel free, if you have any questions, use the chat, and I'll try to answer them as we go. So the hands-on, I will show you my webcam here. So we can see I have a Prodigy Connect 12 here connected here and ready to go. All this I'm showing on the Prodigy Connect 12 can be done also on the Mat Connect. So the first feature is the split screen. So to activate the split screen, you turn on your distance camera and you start the distance application. When you start the distance application, and the camera will connect to the tablet. Once that's done, there's an arrow that's going to be shown on the left-hand side of your screen. So if you press on that arrow, the screen will be split in two. The bottom part is the magnifier application, and the upper part is the distance application. As you can notice here, there is a red rectangle around the magnifier application. So by default, the main focus is on the magnifier application. So that means that I can zoom in that part of the window. But if I'd like to zoom in using my distance application, I can just click on that top part, and now the red rectangle is on that part of the screen. So I can zoom in on my distance image separately. If I'd like to go into, right now I have my distance application selected. If I want to go full screen with my distance application, I just click or I just press on it again, and it's going to bring me back to my distance application. I could have done the same thing with the magnifier, select the magnifier and tap on it, and it would bring me to the magnifier. So let's do it. I'm going to click on my arrow. I have my split screen. My magnifier application is already set to focus, and I just click on it, and it's going to bring me to my magnifier application. There's also another gesture that was incorporated, which is the swipe from left to right. So if I'm in the magnifier, right now I'm in the magnifier application, I'd like to switch to my distance application, I don't need to go back to my main menu and go select the application. I can just do a swipe from left to right on the screen, and it will switch automatically to the distance application. And the same goes if I'm in the distance application, I can do a swipe from left to right, and it's going to bring me back to my magnifier application. Okay, so that's for the Split screen feature, very cool feature. Now let's talk about PDFs. PDF now, Prodigy can now support PDFs. What you want to do is if you have a PDF that you've received using Gmail or using a Dropbox application or the Google share drive, you can open that, you can go and get that PDF and open it into Prodigy. So what we'll do, we'll go into Android using my 5-finger press and hold gesture or my 4-finger press and hold gesture. And I can use either the Explore app, which is usually on the desktop. It's a yellow icon. It's called Explorer. And you can use that to open a PDF. You can use the download application. So every time you download a PDF from, let's say, your Gmail account, it's going to go directly to that application. So you can use that application to go and open your PDF. So we'll try both here. I have one that I have already downloaded in my download application, which is a short story from uh, there we go. So once you click on the PDF, you have a pop-up menu that's going to appear, and that in that pop-up you have several applications that is offered to you to read that PDF, kind of like a PDF viewer. But in that list now we have Prodigy that was added to that list. So I can select Prodigy, and what that's going to do is that it's going to take that PDF and convert it and import it into the Prodigy software. So once the PDF is imported and has finished been converting, it will bring you back to the gallery application in the software, in Prodigy software, to where that document has been created. So here we see that we have a document that has been created. And if I go inside that document, I will have 10 pages. My document had 10 pages. Now, depending on the number of pages in your document, it will take more time or less time than it did right now. So for 10 pages, this is approximately the time that it's going to take to import. So you can scroll all through all the pages that have been imported. And if you want to start reading on one of the page, you click on it. And right now in this PDF, the text was already associated to that PDF. So I don't need to run the OCR. I already have my Diamond Edge fonts, and I can zoom in as close as I want and start reading anywhere in the document, and it's going to start reading. Let's say I have a document and I'd like to annotate to it. So let's say I want to highlight a word in my short story. I would select the pen button, which is my handwriting tool, and I can write or I can highlight. I'm going to get my highlighter and just highlight a passage in my short story. And when I go back to my gallery, it's going to be saved, and I can share that if I'd like. Now let's see how I can export or share that PDF. So this is my page where I have my my annotation. I can press and hold that on that page, and I will get an action menu. If I go back to the main document, I can share the whole document. So if by pressing and holding on that folder or that document, now I'm going to share the whole 9 pages instead of 1 page. So if I'd like to share that information, that option share right here, the first one in the action menu, will offer you applications for you to share that information: Gmail, Dropbox, Google Drive. And compared to the second option that we have here in the action menu is export. The export means that it's just going to convert your document to a PDF and is going to store it on the tablet, and it's going to bring you to where it was stored. So let's try both. The first one we're going to try is to share that information. So I'm going to click on share, and the first window that's going to appear is going to ask you share as what, on what kind of format you want to use to share this document, as a PDF, as a JPEG, or as a text. In my example here, I want to share it as a PDF, so I'm going to select PDF. And then the second screen that appears is what do you want to use to share that document. You want to use Google Drive, you want to use Gmail, you want to use Dropbox. It's going to give you a list of applications that are installed on the tablet. So I'm going to use for this example my Google Drive. So I'm going to say save to drive. And what it's going to do, it's going to reconvert everything from my Prodigy format to a PDF. And then my Google Drive application will show up. If I wanted to share it by email, it would be my Gmail application that would show up. So in this application here, it asks me the title of the document, where I want to save it. So I'm just going to click save here for the example. And that's it. We have shared our document to whoever I wanted to share the document. So let's say I just want to export the document onto my tablet. So the export, again, is just a conversion of my document into a PDF. So I can use the press and hold on the document that I want to export, and then in the action menu, I select export. So by selecting export, I have, again, you want to export as what, a PDF, a JPEG, or a text. So in this example, I'm going to use PDF, and it's going to start converting right away the Prodigy document into a PDF. And then it's going to show me the Explorer application that is installed on the tablet. And my document is the first one on top here, which I can use another application, or I can reopen it in Prodigy, whatever I want with it. Good. So let's say I have a document, I imported a PDF, but doesn't have an OCR done to it, or doesn't have a text related to my PDF. I'm going to show you how to run separately the OCR. I have a document that I imported before my webinar here, which is in French. So we're going to get the OCR in French. So my second page, there's no OCR done to it. If I click on it, I only see the page. If I zoom in, I don't see my my diamond edge. So the OCR was not done to this. And also, it's in French. My system right now is in English. I have two voices installed. Sorry about that. So I have two voices installed. One's in French and one's in English. But let's say I want to use the French TTS. What I want to do, I want to click on my settings. And this is good also, because I have a lot of questions like this. How do I change the OCR that I want to do on a document if I'm using another voice? So right now, voice is set to Heather. I'm going to select Manon, which is my French voice. Then I'm going to go back. So I know that my OCR is going to be done in French. And then I'm going to go back again to my gallery. I'm going to press and hold on that page that I want to have the OCR done to it. And again, my action menu shows up. It's the same action menu that I had previously. But if I scroll down, I will see that there's an option called Run OCR. When I click on Run OCR, it's going to start automatically the engine for the OCR. If I go back to my page, click on it, open the page, now we see that the OCR is being done on it. Once the OCR is going to be done on it, you'll see that it's going to be replaced by my diamond edge font. And the OCR has been done in French also, because we have changed the language. So if I want to start reading that, it's going to start reading in French. So that was a good example for running OCR manually, and also how to change the voices in different documents. Let's say I had another question a couple of days ago saying that I'd like to set my documents so that I not see the diamond edge at all on any document that I scan. What you can do is that you, when you're in image, you can select the settings and you scroll down to diamond edge, and right now it's set to always. So if I click on that, it's going to be set to on request. So by doing that, every document that I'm going to be importing or capturing, the diamond edge won't be shown. So it's going to stay in color, the original capture that has been done. So the diamond edge will never show up. For example, if I have a student that is using math and we know that the OCR is not really good detecting all the math characters, I can set it to diamond edge on request, and it's not going to do the diamond edge, not going to show the diamond edge if there's an OCR on that document. Good. The help application. So I'm going to go back to my main menu, and the help application is on the far right of the main menu. If I click on the help application, there's two options for me here. One is the YouTube tutorials, and the other is feedback. So let's select the YouTube tutorials. When I click YouTube tutorials, this will have two other options, either Prodigi Connect and Connect 12 in this on the Connect 12, I will have this Prodigi Connect 12, but on the Mat Connect, it will show Mat Connect instead of Prodigi Connect 12. And if I click on that, it's going to start my YouTube application, and it's going to bring me to a playlist where I have already some web capsules that have been done. So web capsules are 1 minute to 5 minutes, and not more than 5 minutes web capsules, and that show the features that can be used on the Mat Connect or the Prodigi Connect. If I go back, webinars is the same thing. It's going to start my YouTube application, and it's going to bring me to a playlist where I have recorded webinars. Right now I only have one, but I will include the ones that I've been recording. I've been recording this one here, so I'll be sharing that one in the playlist. So this is for YouTube tutorials. I'll be adding some more web capsules. If you need anything, if you want to know anything on the features, specific features, I think it's a very good way to share and show you how to use these features. If I go back to my main help application and I click on the feedback option instead of the YouTube tutorials, this will bring you to the survey. The survey will show up 7 days after the new version has been installed. So 7 days after the version has been installed, you're gonna have a pop-up saying, "Would you like to answer the survey?" If you select no, we're gonna stop asking, and that's it. And if you do select yes, well, you're going to go through all the 5 or 6 questions that I have that I'd like to know on that specific version. And there's 2 types of questions. One is an open-ended question, so I can type in any comments from the keyboard. And there's also a multiple choice option. In this one, I have yes and no, yes or no, so I can select yes or no depending on my answer. Okay, so that's for feedback. Once you have answered the survey, the survey won't show up again. It will just show up with an open-ended question asking for feedback. So you can put your opinions, any suggestions that you'd like, you can put that in. So that was for the help application. And I'm going to show you how to change a voice, how to change the install voices on the Prodigi Connect or the Mat Connect. So in the main carousel, in their main menu, I go into Settings, User Interface, and then System Language. Up to now, nothing has really changed from the last procedure. This is where the procedure is going to change. Right now, as you can see, I have English and French installed, and that I can use on this device. And my default one is my English, so because the check mark is on English. And there's a third option here called Configuration. Previously it was called Others. Now I've called it Configuration because this is where I have to configure my voices. So if I select Configuration, in this menu, I will see that I have 2 selected voices. And remember, right now, the devices on the Connect and on Mat Connect, there is only 2 packages that can be installed at once. So if I'd like to change, for example, my French, I would have to go into French and unselect my French voice, and then I can go and select, let's say, a Spanish voice. I'm going to go in Spanish, and I will select a Spanish voice. Then I go back to my main menu. It's going to ask me if I really want to change my voices. I say yes, and that's going to download and install that new voice. And next time I come back, I can use the Spanish voice. I have a big question here. I'm going to answer the last part of the question here. Why should I be concerned about diamond edge being set to always versus on request? Why don't I just use the swipe on the right-hand side to change the diamond edge? You can do that, really. That's another option. But the always and then on the on request, well, it says it. It's always going to be diamond edge that's going to be shown if there is an OCR. And then you can use the swipe on the right hand side in order to change it to color. But if you don't like that and you always want to have the true colors that are shown and not the diamond edge, that's when you have to choose the on request, because it prevents you from each time swiping on the right hand side of the screen. That's to answer that last part of the question that I have there. Okay, so my voice here has been installed. So if I go back into settings, I should have English and Spanish. So user interface, system language, and I have Espanol, it should be Spanish, and English. So that was for the new procedure for changing voices in the Prodigy software. I'd like to talk a bit about TalkBack. I know that we have a couple of blind people that are logged on to the webinar. I'd like to talk a bit about TalkBack, because if you want to show the Mat Connect or the Prodigi Connect 12, the preference would be to use TalkBack to show these products. And in the new version, in version 3, we have improved the TalkBack support in Prodigy. So on this tablet here, I have TalkBack activated. But basically, what I'd like to show you is if I go into magnifier, I can use the gesture, the swipe gesture, to go through what is on the screen. This is normally, this is what we do with TalkBack in Android. So if you swipe, it's going to go through all the objects on the screen. So I don't know if you guys can hear it, but right now it's saying to me, or it's telling me which button that I have on focus right now. Okay, so that's basically what we have added in 3.0, because that was one of the support that we weren't able to do previously. So this is going to help a lot into navigating through Prodigy. The only thing with TalkBack, it's not supported in the handwriting tool because of all the gestures that have been added to the handwriting tool. So if you want to show the handwriting tool, unfortunately, you can't use the TalkBack for that. So that's the little parenthesis that I want to do concerning TalkBack. Okay, so that's about it. We went through all the new features of Prodigy 3.0. The big question that I was asked in the chat, I will answer offline. So please be patient with me here. If you have any other questions that I can address right now, please do in the chat. Please feel free also to ask me any other questions on the use of the Prodigy Connect or the Mat Connect. When is this update expected to be released? Next week. The latest will be Wednesday. So I'm aiming for Monday, but most probably it's going to be on Wednesday. So next week, expect to have the release. That's for sure. You'll see. You'll have an email when the release will be done. Okay. So yes, there was one question if the webinar will be available for the user to watch right away. Well, give me a couple of hours first because I have to convert everything and I'll upload it to YouTube. Again, this webinar has been recorded, so I'll be doing that right after the webinar just to convert everything to YouTube format, and I think that's the best way to share that information. Will it run? Will it be running on the same version of Android? Yes, it will be the same Android version. It's still Marshmallow Android. It's just the autofocus algorithm that has changed. So we did a lot of work on that, and that algorithm is all in the drivers of the camera on the tablet. Okay, well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for your precious time. It took about half an hour. So that's not too bad. And if you have any other questions, please do contact your reps or even me. I will answer any questions that you'd like. So please forward me your feedback and your questions. So thank you very much, and have a nice day.